Rosario Livatino was a Catholic judge who stood up against corruption. He was murdered by the mafia in 1990. He was born in Sicily in 1952. He was an only child, and he would stay close with his parents throughout his life. He was a good student, but he was shy and very reserved. He would often choose to help his friends with their homework rather than going outside to play. He joined Catholic Action as a teen, but as he grew older, he experienced a spiritual dry spell. For years, he felt alone and distant from God, though he never really left the church, and he gradually overcame these feelings. When he was 19, he entered law school. He graduated in 1975, and 4 years later, he became a deputy prosecutor. In his diary, he wrote, "Today I took the oath, and I am a magistrate. May God assist me and help me respect this oath and to behave as demanded by the education I received by my parents." As a deputy prosecutor, he investigated mafia crimes, bribes, and corruption. In Sicily, the mafia was a deeply entrenched institution, and this was quite dangerous to do. He personally knew several mafia families, but he avoided local parties or events where he knew they'd be in attendance. He always tried his best to avoid the appearance of impropriety and to stay unbiased and impartial in the pursuit of justice. As an adult, Rosario fell in love with multiple women, but his feelings were never reciprocated and his heart was broken many times. His desire to marry and start a family was strong, but near the end of his life, it started to wane. He knew that the mafia was starting to view him as a target and that his life was in danger. He didn't want to leave behind a widow and orphans if they chose to attack him. In 1989, he was appointed an assistant judge. He continued investigating and prosecuting the mafia for their crimes. Through his efforts, large sums of money and property were seized from mafia members, and high-ranking members were prosecuted. Rosario attended Mass regularly during this time and gave to charity, but he gave his money secretly and he always sat in the back row at church. His priest later said that he didn't even know that Rosario was a prominent judge because he was so quiet and discreet. Though his parish was unaware of his activities, the mafia was well acquainted with him. By 1990, they had started planning his assassination. On September 21, 1990, Rosario was driving to court when 4 young hitmen rammed his car and forced him off the road. Rosario attempted to flee the killers by running into a field, but he couldn't escape. He was shot and killed, dying at the age of only 37. Days after the murder, Rosario's colleagues spoke out against the failure of the government and senior legal officials to stand against the mafia. Indeed, just months after Rosario's death, the president of Italy made a statement that many thought was targeted at Rosario. He said, "It is not possible to believe that a boy, just because he has passed the Roman law competition, is capable of conducting complex investigations against the mafia and drug trafficking. This is real nonsense. I would not even entrust this boy with the administration of a house on the ground floor, as they say in Sardinia." 12 years later, he denied that this statement was referring to Rosario, but the timing seems pretty suspect to me. On the other hand, Pope John Paul II praised Rosario as a hero and a martyr. He met with Rosario's parents and he urged Rosario's killers to repent and convert. One of the killers, Gaetano Puzzingaro, was watching the Pope's meeting from prison. He said, "The Pope's speech made me reflect deeply. I realized that I had to leave that life. I saw the images of the Pope meeting Livatino's parents, and that image is still etched in my mind. Their gazes. These two people never expressed words of condemnation, but only of forgiveness and closeness to our parents." Gaetano said that he never had the courage to apologize to Rosario's parents before they died, but he now prays for them. He also prays for Rosario. He said, "Today, I'd rather get myself killed than do what I did to Judge Livatino again. Not a Sunday goes by that I don't pray for him during Mass. At the time, I didn't realize that Livatino was working for young people for a better society. He was also working for me, who had lost myself in that monster that was devouring everything." Rosario's beatification cause was officially opened in 2011. Gaetano actually testified about Rosario's holiness during the proceedings. Rosario was beatified and declared blessed in 2021. His feast day is October 29th. Much of what we know about Rosario's life comes from his diaries, where he wrote the acronym STD on every page, meaning sub tutela Dei, or under the protection of God. Rosario lived every day knowing that his actions were being watched by God and that he had a responsibility to work in accordance with God's will. This makes him an inspiration for Catholics today.